bone, new marrow bone. Keep him fit as a fiddle with the marrow in the middle.
Give your dog what his natural instincts know is nutritious. New Petcraft Marrow Bone Dog Biscuits. With real bone marrow and other healthy ingredients dogs instinctively love.
Marrow bone, new marrow bone. Keep him fit as a fiddle with the marrow in the middle. Marrow bone.
Dessert, madam. It's yogurt.
For dessert? Unheard of.
Introducing the yogurt that is good enough for dessert. Dannon Supreme. An extraordinarily delightful Dannon.
Really?
Smashing!
Dannon's best fruit in not one, but 2 luscious layers.
Marvelous dessert, darling.
My idea, you know.
Yes, madam.
Yogurt good enough for dessert. Dannon Supreme.
86 Padres, a new attitude, Saturday at 7 on 39.
It's about time you showed up. John LaRoquette here, Friday Night Videos. Listen, we have a very special edition tonight. I'm going to be talking to Sheena Easton, Marilyn Martin, and one of the kings of rock and roll, Little Richard, along with some great videos. So listen, run to the kitchen, get some popcorn, ice cream, lasagna, get the fish out, thaw it, come back, sit down. We're going to have some fun right after this.
Tonight on Friday Night Videos, your host is John LaRoquette of Night Court. Woo! With his special guests, Little Richard.
Prince,
I got a question.
I was wearing purple before you ever was born.
I got a question.
Oscar nominee Marilyn Martin and Sheena Easton. With broadcast premieres from the Rolling Stones, Whitney Houston, and Brian Setzer of the Stray Cats. Plus Prince, Falco, Force MDs, and John Cougar Mellencamp.
All right, we're going to talk to a gentleman named Richard Wayne Penniman right now. That's what he was born with, but he exploded upon the world, and we all know who he is, Little Richard. Let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar, these tunes? Tutti Frutti, Long Tall Sally, Ready Teddy, Lucille, Good Golly, Miss Molly. I mean, those were passwords for the anarchistic world of rock and roll when I was a kid. And I just want to say it is an honor and a privilege to be sitting next to you.
Thank you, thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Incredible. I've just been reading this. Well, I could spend at least a day and a half talking to you.
You know, this is the first video show that I've ever been on, because when I was a kid, there wasn't no video. This is the first time I've ever been interviewed on a video show before.
If it would have been in the beginning, we'd be sitting behind in some dingy radio station probably eating bad chicken.
Oh, my God, they didn't have no chicken.
All right, the first thing I want to talk about, let's start in present time, I think, maybe, and work backwards a little. I mean, the latest thing I've seen is Paul Mazursky's new film, Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
You play a cantankerous, wild neighbor of Richard Dreyfuss. How did you and Paul get together to do that?
Well, Paul saw me on 60 Minutes, and he said, we got to do something for Richard. I grew up on his music, and that's my friend. I felt good doing the part, but it was kind of hard for me because it was so hard. Mike the dog gave me a big problem because Mike, I love you. You're a good dog, Mike. Stop biting.
He doesn't watch the show.
My leg. Oh, he gonna watch. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. You'd be surprised. Mike watches more than you think he watches. He don't act like other dogs. No.
He probably has, you and he got along okay, though?
Yes, we got along fine. After he bit me, he came over and made
Really bit you?
He bit me for real. He thought my leg was a piece of black ham. He bit my leg for real.
Listen, we're going to see some of Richard's old friends right now, the Rolling Stones with a new clip. What's the title of it?
The Harlem Shuffle. They got that from Harlem. Oh, Mick.
It's been said that imitation is the best form of flattery. In some circles, it's been called plagiarism. Little Richard's career spans decades, and when you look at people who are recording today and maybe looking back on the past at one of the giants and taking a little bit of the style here and a little bit of the style there, Boy George, Prince, Michael Jackson, the list is endless of people who seem to go back to the foundations in this man's career and try to utilize what he did. Does it depress you, inspire you, make you feel grateful that these guys are doing?
Yes, it does. Now, Years ago when Pat Boone did Tutti Frutti, it was a little down to me because I felt then that he was going to sell and I wasn't. It was my chance to get out of the kitchen. I was a dishwasher. I was so tired of washing plates. I washed so many plates, you could just call me Little Plate instead of Little Richard. But with Michael and Boy George and Prince, Michael Jackson is nothing like him. You know, he's the greatest. He's something else. You know, he's a genius, and I think he's so fantastic. And I love him so much. I loved him from a little boy. It's just an honor to me when I see Michael, Prince, Boy George, Mick Jagger, which used to travel with me and open my show, the Beatles, which also was my group work with me. James Brown was my vocalist. Jimi Hendrix was my guitarist. Billy Preston was my organist at the age of 14.
Yeah, but have you worked with anybody that made it?
Oh, woo! Yes, I did.
Listen, stay tuned. When we come back, Richard and I are going to talk about how he met the Beatles, or vice versa.
You are about to experience something new. A new wave of taste that will stretch your imagination. A taste so smooth, so refreshing, so irresistible. Your only choice will be to catch it. Catch the wave. Coke.
I'm as busy after school as I am in school. I've got football practice, jazz band rehearsal. I barely have time to get hungry, but I do.
Snickers satisfies you.
That's when I grab a Snickers bar. It satisfies me, and then I can give everything my best.
Packed with peanuts, peanut butter nougat, caramel, and milk chocolate.
Snickers satisfies you.
Packed with peanuts, Snickers really satisfies.
When the Snickers is gone, my hunger is gone. It's a great snack.
1, 2, 3.
Most of our music is just gut feeling. It's not as important, the songs we play necessarily, as this whole attitude. You know, you don't have to be the best musician in the world. You just have to mean it.
When I was younger and days gone by, I felt like my limit was an open sky.
We're trying to make music with integrity instead of music that just lasts 6 months. Our records certainly don't need to be played backwards for anyone to understand what's going on.
Now coast to coast and town to town, do what you gotta and the word gets around. What could be better than to be right here where you say what you mean and Miller's up here. Miller's made the American way. It's what you do and it's what you say. Though you feel what's real, there's nothing you have to say. Miller's made the American way.
We play music because that's what we do best. You know, if we were better carpenters, we'd build houses.
Miller's made the American way.
One of the greatest kings of rock and roll, quoted by Mr. Paul McCartney.
That's
Now, this
right.
is a man that I grew up with.
Yes.
And they sort of inspired me to leave my, it was the music of the 60s, but
Yes.
Before that, they had a lot to do with you.
Yes, they did.
How did you come across them?
Well, Brian Epstein, his father had some record shops in Liverpool, England, and he sponsored me in Liverpool at the music hall there. And the night that I arrived to perform in Liverpool, Brian Epstein brought these 4 little guys with the bangs over. They was very peculiar looking to me at the time. And they came in and all of them was just smiling and they wanted to touch my hand. And the picture in the book here where they're touching
picture.
my hand, they just, Paul just wanted to grab me and he grabbed me and he wouldn't turn me loose. And I really wasn't trying to get a loose either, because I really loved them.
Were you familiar at all with their music
I
at
never
the time?
heard of them in my life. This picture here with me and the Beatles there. I've never heard of the Beatles before. But I never thought they would get famous. Brian Epstein offered me 25% of the group to bring a tape back to VJ Records called Twist and Shout. I said, oh no. Paul could sing, but I didn't think much of the rest of the group, I was wrong again. But they would sit down and they would listen to me sing. I took them with me to Hamburg, Germany, to the Star Club. It was me, Paul McCartney, Casilla Black, the Swinging Blue Jeans, Mick Jagger, Gary and the Pacemakers. All of us was on the same show. But I never thought they would make it. That's right. And they would sit there and Paul would say, how do you say woo? He would say, woo, woo. He said, how do you say woo? He said, woo, woo. I said, woo. He said, woo, woo. I said, woo. He said, woo, woo. I had, but after a while, then the next time I heard the music saying, woo! I said, he got it.
Looking at the pictures of you in here from the early 50s, you are a very bizarre-looking dude.
Yes, very beautiful.
Yes. In a bizarre sort of way. And then looking at them, looking at the Beatles in '63.
Yeah.
I mean, by today's standards, they could be accountants.
That's right.
They're very, very mild-looking.
Right.
But yet, in '63, when they hit America, this was considered very bizarre. Their hair, I'm talking about, just a little bang.
That's right.
Now, it's amazing to me how things change, and you look pretty straight here too.
Yeah, pretty straight. It's kind of a little bit.
The pompadour's kind of missing.
Yeah, I'm kind of down a little taste. Tuck it in and pull it off.
Was that your choice?
I put it in the drawer. No, I just took it off and put it in the drawer. No, I didn't. I didn't have it in the drawer. I'll put that in the dresser. Don't go away. Friday night videos will be right
back.
Woo!
Hey, I avoid sugar. That makes me feel good about me.
Feeling good about yourself, feeling carefree. You've got new carefree sugarless love, fresher taste that's sugar-free. Feeling good about yourself, feeling carefree.
Carefree's got such a great fresh taste. Why would anyone chew gum with all that sugar?
Feeling carefree. Nothing's cold.
It has two wheels and two sources of power. Goes from 0 to 192 in one shift and can take you places just standing still. The Yamaha DX100 synthesizer. Anything's possible.
The red job over there, Pierre.
Ah, Italian, monsieur, huh?
Picked it up in America, actually.
The Americans, they make such a car?
Yes, extraordinary outfit called Pontiac. The new Fiero GT, mid-engine, fuel-injected V6 and all that.
Oh, it looks like $1 billion francs.
A bientôt, Pierre.
Give my regards to the princess. Ce n'est pas... Mais oui, la nouvelle Pontiac Fiero GT.
We build excitement Pontiac. If you just ask for a light beer,
I'll have a light.
You never know what you'll get.
That's me packing the car. Best vacation ever. Here's Rock City, Texas, L.A., all in 3 days.
Bud Light.
Here I am in Death Valley. That's me looking for water.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste,
wait, there's more.
Ask for Bud Light, because everything else
Give me a light.
is just a light.
That's me packing the car. Best vacation.
Well, Prince. It's Little Richard, Jimi Hendrix, and James Brown.
Yes.
And he's
and you listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Which makes him me, because James Brown came from me, Prince came, Jimi Hendrix came from me, so he's me. Prince.
I got a question.
I was wearing purple before you ever was born.
I got a question here.
Now
You're talking about these people coming from you. Now, as a matter of fact, I thought about this driving here. I wanted to ask you, who did you come from?
My mama.
When you were a kid, who did you idolize? Like I did the Beatles, and Jimi Hendrix probably did you, and people did you. Who did you?
It wasn't nobody. I was nothing but cows and chickens. That's all I heard, and birds and bees, and I
was the only music you were exposed to as a kid just gospel music?
Gospel music. But it was swing and sway with Sammy Kaye when I was a little boy. I couldn't swing and I couldn't sway, so I rocked. My idol in music was Mahalia Jackson. I love God, I still do, and always will. I'm one of his followers, and always will be that. Mahalia Jackson, I love her singing. You know, she says, somebody tells me that I love God. I got that from her. And Ruth Brown was saying, and she was saying, you know, that's when you hear my song. And so next, my mama would say, Richard! I got that from my mama. So when I sung Lucille, that's when you hear that. I got that from my mother calling me in the house. And Clara Ward singers had a lady named Marion Williams. And she would say, I love Lord. Woo! I got that from her, and I put it all together. Little Richard!
Stay tuned to Friday Night Videos. I'm going to be back with Little Richard and talk about when he first came across the Rolling Stones.
Let's face it,
when it's all said and done, McCune has the lowest price. Here's proof. A new 86 LeBaron GTS, $89.90. And we got lots of them. But I gotta admit, there is one way to beat a McCune price. Marry into the Iacocca family. If that's not possible, come on down. Become part of the McCune family. Honest. McCune Chrysler Plymouth, National City Mile of Cars.
The moon's coming up with a sight to see. The radio's playing for my baby and me, and we're rolling, rolling on the river, rolling on the river, feeling happy, feeling free.
Have mercy. Hey, get rolling on the Honda Rebel. Take it from the Wolfman at $14.98. It's a bike you can afford to be seen on, baby.
Rolling on the Rebel, feeling happy, feeling free. This buzz for you. This buzz for all you.
Sure doesn't look like league night.
Nobody does it like you. You stand tall, you get tall. You keep on running, you make it work. And this buzz for you.
We're here for the biggest and most important bicycle motocross event ever held.
I think I've got a chance.
When you're up against the BMX hotshots.
Looks like the local yokel's gonna race after all.
Against the big money fixers.
All you have to do is take out that kid.
Against the impossible odds of hell track.
You scared now?
This guy doesn't even stand a chance.
Yeah. There's only one way to go. All the way. Rad, rated PG.
Now playing at a theater near you.
Sunday on Amazing Stories. He's a movie mummy. Cut! About to discover the truth.
Legend has it, there was this real mummy, an evil Egyptian king. Anyway, one night, the thing comes to life.
This Sunday, is the legend dead or alive? Amazing Stories.
You interested in wide receivers?
What's that?
Position I play?
Oh, is that what you do? Sort of.
Good. Are you interested in cars?
No.
No? Are you interested in being kissed?
It's about falling in love.
Yes.
For the first time. Lucas, rated PG-13.
Starts Friday, March 28th at a theater near you.
Today,
tonight, and tomorrow at Sun Valley Waterbeds, we're 50% off because spring is sprung and it's spring cleaning time. Time to clear out all our odds and ends with 50% off on sheet sets, 50% off pillows and mattress pads, and up to 50% off on floor models, one-of-a-kind waterbeds, and discontinued merchandise. Hurry, many of these items are one-of-a-kind.
And when they're gone,
they're gone.
Hurry, it's all day, today, tonight, and tomorrow. Our half-off spring cleaning sale at Sun Valley Waterbeds.
From Nissan to San Diego, here's more power to the pedal and style to the metal. And for a limited time, San Diego, here's more power to your pocket, too. With 7.7% APR financing on all new Nissan trucks. Even 7.7 on Nissan's all-new hard-playing, hard-working, hard bodies. 7.7% on every new Nissan truck at every San Diego County Nissan dealer.
Nissan, the San Diego County dealers, and you. We are one.
What they do will amaze you. Who will make the list of 39?
In my neighborhood in the French Quarter, there was this large battle divided in 1964. There were the Beatles fans, and then there were these other guys who liked another group called the Rolling Stones. They were the bad boys. They were the dirty ones. The Beatles had cleaned up their act. The Stones had sort of taken the blues, American blues, and put it through themselves, and formed a whole another generation of more scruffy kind of hood, as we used to call them in New Orleans. When did you first become aware of them, the Rolling Stones?
Being on the tour with myself and Bo Diddley and the Everly Brothers through England, Mick Jagger was opening the show with us. He had a van, he and Keith and the rest of the group. and they were sleeping in the van, and Mick Jagger started sleeping on our floor. But he would come to me and ask me about Elmo James, Sonny Boy Williamson, Little Walter, Chuck Berry. He would ask me about Professor Longhair from New Orleans, Smiley Lewis, Earl King from New Orleans, Fats Domino, Jesse Hill. Well, New Orleans have all of them anyway. He would ask me about what's happening on the bayou. Mick Jagger is really a modern day Howlin' Wolf. And he loved the blues. He asked about every black singer that people in America wasn't even thinking about these people, and all the white groups in England was asking about them. They loved them, and everybody in America, to them, the groups was gone and outdated, you know. But Mick Jagger loved this blues group.
All right, listen, this is Friday Night Video. Stay tuned. Me and Little Richard are going to come back, and we're going to talk about Jimi Hendrix.
It's fun getting to the bottom of one. It's fun getting to the bottom of one. It's fun. White Mountain Cooler, keeping it light, crisp and refreshing. Got the taste that's always right. It's fun getting to the bottom of one. Why not?
That blonde guy is so hot. Rap City. His friend's cute. You mean Ralph? I love brainy guys.
No one guy can be all things to all women, but one jean can. Check. Only chick jeans are shaped to fit a woman's body in 27 sizes.
I'm gonna get the blonde guy. Thought you hated blondes. She reconsidered.
Get an $18 all-cotton skirt free with any chick purchase.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Pokey smoke, Bullwinkle.
It's the new Hershey's Kisses snack pack.
Wow, a message in a bottle.
Fan mail from some flounder.
No, it's our new snack pack again.
Look, there's 8 Hershey's Kisses inside.
Yum.
Each with that big taste of Hershey's chocolate.
And it's the same price as a candy bar. Again?
I gotta get me a new hat.
I gotta get the new Hershey's Kisses snack pack.
Pontiac. Hey, Joe, look who's here.
Hey, Pop. Hey, Tony. What's this? My new Sunbird GT. It's turbocharged.
Turbocharged?
Oh, he makes a little money, and now he's a big shot. Nah, it wasn't that much. How much?
Pontiac Sunbird, huh?
Well, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to drive it.
Sure you can handle it? Give me the keys.
We build excitement, friend, Pontiac.
As I recall, just reading a short biography a long time ago, there was a young man born in Seattle, Washington, I believe, named Maurice James, who used to pick for you.
Yes,
he
right.
became known as, later on to us,
Jimi
as
Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
That's right. I met Jimmy in Atlanta, Georgia. My guitar player, he brought Jimmy up to my room in the hotel. His name was Glenn Willis. And he and Jimmy, both of them was crazy. He brought Jimmy up and said, this guy can play guitar. I looked at Jimmy, I said, my God. He said he can play guitar. I said, can he play?
How old was he? He must have been a teenager.
Oh, he was young, but he was very good looking. He favored me. We both looked like 2 Indians, the Mohegan tribe, the last ones, both of us. And he came up and he played the guitar for me. And so that night, I went on the stage, and people were just screaming. I was leaping all over the piano. And I thought the audience was screaming after me. And I looked around, they screaming at Jimmy. He's playing the guitar with his mouth. I said, we got to get rid of it. I said, we cannot keep him because he's taking my show. I told my brother, I said, this guy's taking the show. He's eating up the guitar.
No kidding.
Oh, he would eat anything, Jimmy. I'm talking about guitars. He took the guitar and he just playing it with his teeth. He's a great guitar player, Jimmy was.
Now,
he's
how
the
long
greatest
did he
musician I've
play
ever
for you?
seen. A few years.
He did.
Before my brother Robert Penniman fired him, he fired Jimmy, but I love Jimmy so much. Jimmy, he was so sweet. Jimmy is a great personality. He wanted to make his guitar sound like I sing. That was his aim in life.
He did some amazing things with guitar, there's no doubt about it.
He did. He made it talk and walk, and squawk and balk. Jimmy. Don't go away. Friday Night Videos will be right
back.
Woo!
There's a whole new way it moves today. Places to go, people to see. You got to keep up with your feet. You can keep on moving with Twix. Chocolate caramel satisfaction. Like crispy cookie gets you back in the action. Twix.
There's nothing two sticks a Twix can't fix. Yeah, Twix keeps your motor humming while you yum. And keep on moving with Twix.
Police Academy 3, the old graduates.
Pardon me, sir. Where do I go to register?
The new recruits.
Shit!
You're gonna make one heck of a cop.
Thanks, Dad. And would you give this to Mom for me?
Oh, it takes one.
What's the word? Kill.
To know one. Police Academy 3, back in training. Where they belong. Rated PG. Now playing at a theater near you.
Out on the streets, new leaders of our nation.
Style so free, Genera inspiration.
Color me with your imagination. I love you, 'cause you're my style. And I dress in you, 'cause you're my style.
The official results are in from a major taste test. And if you think that Diet Sprite can beat the taste of the Uncola, you're right. It's official. Diet Sprite tastes best. Get your 25-cent coupon on Diet Sprite in these magazines before someone else cuts out with it.
Mick Jagger was opening my show at the time. He was sleeping in the room with Bo Diddley. He was sleeping on Bo Diddley's floor because he didn't have no place to stay. And he was opening up my show.
It's amazing. People don't think about that, do they? I mean, all they see is the charts. They see the fame and the press coverage and the million-dollar records. And they forget that people start from the bottom.
From the bottom, and some never get to the top.
Yes.
Only a few get to the top.
If you hadn't, would you have continued, do you think?
Yes, I believe so. But I knew something had to happen for me because I was so outrageous. And it was impossible for anything to stay on the ground at that age.
Yeah,
you had to get off the ground somewhere. If you had to go up and on top of the Empire State Building, you had to go up to the top somewhere.
Now, when you're saying you didn't have a whole lot of business smarts and stuff, but looking at this, and I'm trying to look at it merely as an actor. I mean, it seems like a lot of this was very, very smart, very creative on your part. Now, was this choice, or were you just crazy?
No. Well, I was both, choice and crazy. Entertainment-wise and creative-wise, with the creative ability that God has given me for music and for the stage decorum that I had, and the charisma that he has placed inside of me, it was very different. But business-wise, just like Michael Jackson is a great entertainer and a great businessman, I wasn't that. This guy is a genius in business, too. Anybody by the publishing company with the Beatles tunes and Little Richard and all that, he's a very smart cookie. I don't care what box he's in. Oh, Michael, I like that.
Did you get any, besides the obvious trouble that we get into in our own lives, did you find it necessary to protect yourself from the public? Were there people that were...
Yes, a lot. But people after me,
like you?
I can't go no place now. When I ride, since the Great Gosh Almighty been out, I can't go no place.
No, I don't necessarily mean fans. I'm talking about people who thought that you should be, like, locked away.
Oh, yes, there was a few of them. They died.
Remember the woman who sang Separate Lives with Phil Collins? Well, she and Phil are up for an Oscar Monday night. We'll be meeting her as well as Sheena Easton and hearing from John Cougar Mellencamp when we come back.
Stay tuned. We're going to be back with Friday Night Videos right after this.
Foster's Freeze made Foster's famous for desserts. Foster's can't be beat.
Come to Foster's and come back to quality. For mouth-watering fountain treats, for sensational values, and for the big bite. Our delicious new breaded fish fillet sandwich served with golden French fries. Catch the very special savings only at your participating Foster's Freeze restaurants.
Everything at Foster's is wonderful to eat.
Remember the time you moved out of that apartment?
Or the time you roughed it and went camping? How about the time you did a little puttering in the garden? And the time you took a few things to the beach? Well, isn't it about time that you got a truck? Right now, your Toyota dealers are having a big sale with a huge selection of trucks. But you better hurry because they're going fast. There's never been a better time to get a truck of your own.
Turn to the dealers with TLC, Toyota Love and Care.
Welcome to my home and lifestyles of the rich and undeserving.
It's a laugh.
You are such a jerk.
It's a scream.
Okay, so I spazzed out.
It's a real panic.
Is something wrong?
April Fool's Day. Get ready to party till you drop. Rated R.
Starts Thursday, March 27th at selected theaters near you.
Out on the streets, new leaders of our nation.
Style so free, Genera inspiration.
Color me with your imagination. I love you, 'cause you're my style. And I dress in you, 'cause you're my
Sunday, a special Miami Vice movie. Crockett and Tubbs head for the Big Apple. Miami Vice, Sunday.
Tony McCune proudly introduces the McCune Free Emergency Rescue Service. Flat tire, dead battery, out of gas, keys lost, need a tow? We'll take care of all these problems free 24 hours a day for 1 year when you buy any car from McCune. After you buy from McCune, the relationship begins and you become family. Honest. McCune Chrysler Plymouth, National City Mile of Cars.
It's the grand opening of the new 7 Mad Jack Superstores. Now with lower prices store-wide, wider selection. The grand opening is going on now at the Mad Jack's Superstores.
Today,
tonight,
and tomorrow at Sun Valley Waterbeds, we're 50% off because spring is sprung and it's spring cleaning time. Time to clear out all our odds and ends with 50% off on sheet sets, 50% off pillows and mattress pads, and up to 50% off on floor models, one-of-a-kind waterbeds, and discontinued merchandise. Hurry, many of these items are one-of-a-kind.
And when they're gone,
they're gone.
Hurry, it's all day, today, tonight, and tomorrow. Our half-off spring cleaning sale at Sun Valley Waterbeds.
86 Padres and New Attitude, Saturday at 7 on 39.
I'm sitting here with a very beautiful lady, Marilyn Martin, and we're going to be talking for a little while. As most of you probably know out there, unless you've been living under a rock, Marilyn and Phil Collins this year are nominated for an Oscar, along with Stephen Bishop, who wrote the song for White Nights, the film White Nights, and the title cut, Their Separate Lives.
Separate Lives, yeah.
Boy, exciting, huh?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, to think my first time out, you know, really on a record, and I get, you know, it's up for an Academy. That's pretty special.
You know, I want to ask you something because I know how when I'm acting, you know, and unfortunately sometimes when agents want to offer you jobs, you know, they always say, take it because it's a definite Emmy winner. You'll make an Emmy winner. Did that kind of situation ever come into your mind when you were doing something like this, when you were making the song? Did anybody go, this is a great song, it's probably going to be nominated for an Oscar?
No, nobody said that until we were doing the video, and Phil came up. He didn't actually say it was, you know, he thought it was going to be nominated for an Oscar, but he came up and he said, you know, I've never said this about any song I've ever done, but I really think it's a #1. And at that point, I was so thrilled. I mean, you don't have a lot of worries when you do a song with Phil Collins, and when you do such a beautiful song, you know, it's such a great opportunity. But when he said that, that was that extra little pat on the back. That
Incredible. Are you going to be there?
Oh, absolutely.
Great.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Hey, stay tuned. Don't go too far because I'm coming back with Sheena Easton. Hootman.
to Hayes Sweats. They're your ticket out of the ordinary.
Wherever you find better sweats and printed tees.
Pumping the power in your direction. Pumping maximum fluoride protection. A Colgate good morning. It's fun to brush before the AM rush.
Colgate WMFP.
The taste of mint or Winter Fresh Gel. It's 722 and looking good all over WMFP land.
Colgate's maximum fluoride protection.
Did you remember to brush today? Hey, my man, you've got the world's #1 toothpaste and the world's #1 pump.
WMFP, the Colgate pump.
So what do you think about this Sunbird, Mom?
It's so red,
Yeah, and it's got front-wheel drive.
but it's so sporty.
Oh, come on, Mom. You're still young.
Ah, well, come on. Let's see what else they have.
Hey, that's my mom. Oh, wow, you got the Sunbird.
What do you think?
I think it's you, Mom.
You really think so?
Well, actually, it's more me.
Oh, will you stop? Get in here.
We build excitement, Pontiac.
Escape from salt, caffeine, and calories into pure refreshment free of everything but flavor. Discover Canada Dry flavored seltzers with a touch of natural orange, natural grapefruit, or natural lemon lime. Now, pure refreshment is purely delicious. Discover Canada Dry flavored seltzers.
We're back with, well, first of all, an incredibly looking lady. I've just had the pleasure of meeting Sheena Easton, and we're going to be talking here for a little while. Sheena has won 2 Grammys, is just like the creme de la creme of her in her career right now.
And short.
And well, anything under 6'2" is short to me, so
okay.
That may be your own definition. We're going to be looking at a new video in just a second of yours, and I have a question about that. Being an actor, I mean, this seems to be the newest realm of existence is videos now. People, instead of carrying around little 45s, are carrying around cassettes of new groups. When you decide to do one, do you now have a team of people that you use every time, or do you look like around for the newest, hottest guy?
Videos?
Yeah. As far as the visual end of it is concerned.
It's a bit of both. When I obviously watch a lot of videos, I like to keep an eye on the competition, apart from anything else, and just see the new things, the new techniques and things that are out there. And you develop favorites. And when someone new comes along, obviously you get to see their show reels, see what they're doing. But I find that personalities are real important. It's like anything else. You'll know that working with directors. They may do things that are great visually, but if they have obnoxious personalities, it's awful to be caged up with them for 3 or 4 days artistically trying to work on a project, which is essentially yours. It's dealing with your music. So I go with people who are talented, who are nice people, and who are doing interesting, creative things.
And is there something interesting on this as far as technique is concerned? What's happening on this one?
This video was done by Steve Barron, who happens to fulfill all those things. He's, I think, one of the most talented video directors and one of the nicest guys out there. He wanted to go with the technique, which I'll be honest, at first I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. I was going out on a limb. I trusted him. And it was taking a camera which, if it shoots a hummingbird, it can show its wings moving. It shoots super high speed, and then it translates that to extreme slow motion. And this whole video was going to be in slow motion and lots of different cuts, linking into one another and dissolving into things. And so I thought, well, this could either be great or terrible.
All right, let's judge for ourselves. Sheena Easton, The Magic of Love.
Friday Night Videos will be right back, so stay tuned.
I don't want to feel bad about sugar. I want to feel good about me.
Feeling good about yourself, feeling carefree. You've got new carefree sugarless gum, fresh as a taste that's sugar-free. Feeling good about yourself, feeling carefree.
Carefree has such a great, fresh taste. Why would anyone chew gum with all that sugar?
Feeling carefree. Nothing's cold.
When the streets get hot, I cool off with a pep.
Do not touch your remote control. You are not experiencing technical difficulties.
The club stars are drinking it.
There is a new wave of taste that is flooding the airwaves. A taste so refreshing, so irresistible that soon we will all be on the same wavelength. Catch the wave. Coke.
Only you.
Just because you've washed your car doesn't mean you're finished. After each wash, you need some Armor All. On the dash, the bumper, and especially the tires. After all, when you're in love, what's a few extra minutes? Armor All. It's the finishing touch every time you wash your car.
Introducing new MicroTrack, the slim, streamlined disposable from Gillette. Unlike the Bic shaver, MicroTrack has a slim head and shaves your beard closer.
The new MicroTrack razor by Gillette. This is Brush Plus from Gillette. A shaving concentrate and brush in one. A brush to lift whiskers, a concentrate to soften them. A shave that is superior. Brush Plus for a superior shave.
This is interesting to me because I'm from a rather rural area, but you're from a place, I want to talk about your history a little because I know just a tad about your country.
Okay.
From a little town outside of Glasgow. Very Scottish, obviously. Bells Hill, Scotland.
Yeah.
Right? And you grew up there. You went to school there. Where would you, I mean, living in Bells Hill, when you decided it was something you wanted to try, where did you go? Did you go to Glasgow first because it was the first big city around?
Do you know what I did?
No, I
First
want to
thing
know, though.
I know you do. I'm so glad you gave me that opening line. Good straight man here. I went to college, to drama college, when I was 17 in Glasgow. And I had decided that that would be like a good time, you know, to actually get into a band. I've left high school, I'm starting college. So I figured, well, how do I do that now? So I bought the Evening Times, which was an evening newspaper that came out every night, and I looked up in the classified ads, right? And there was a column which said professional, which could mean anything these days. But it meant people in the business. And there used to be things in it like drummer wanted, lead guitarist wanted. And I kept waiting for singer wanted. You didn't see that very often. But this one particular night, it said, agency auditioning for new acts. So I thought, that's me, I'm a new act. So I went along to this club and I had no music, nothing with me. I don't play any instruments. And I was like a top 40 singer. You know, I just sung what was on the radio. And so I went in and there was all these terrible bands. And some were good and some comedians and things. And I went up, I said, well, I want to sing. And so they said, well, what are you going to sing? I don't know what I'm going to sing. So one of the bands there anyway said, well, sing with this band. You need somebody to back you up. So I went into this room and I said, what do you know? And they knew nothing that I knew. We figured out the only song we both knew was By the Time I Get to Phoenix. So I'm standing there singing By the Time I Get to Phoenix, but it worked. It got me a gig.
Give me a light. A Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Case of light? No, Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
A Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else
Thanks.
is just a light.
The red job over there, Pierre.
Oh, Italian, monsieur.
Picked it up in America, actually.
The Americans, they make such a car?
Yes, extraordinary outfit. Called Pontiac. The new Fiero GT, mid-engine, fuel-injected V6 and all that.
Oh, it looks like $1 billion francs.
A bientôt, Pierre.
Give my regards to the princess. Ce n'est pas. Mais oui, la nouvelle Pontiac Fiero GT. We will excitement Pontiac.
Why would somebody sell $1 million house for $200,000?
Steven Spielberg presents a Richard Benjamin film for anyone who has ever been deeply in love.
We are broke and in deep.
Or deeply in debt.
Somebody here call a carpenter?
Tom Hanks, Shelley Long.
Morning!
Alexander Goodenough. The Money Pit, rated PG. Starts Wednesday at select theaters.
Quiet nights by firelight and Mars roasted almonds. These are some of the best things in life. Barefooting in ponds, splashing with swans and Mars buttery caramel. losing your knots in all the right spots, and Mars rich chocolate. These are some of the best things in life.
It's the little rewards that make life great. Mars Bar, one great little reward.
Some of the best things in life.
Oh. Is that incredible or what? Listen, I have to go, but I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, and I hope I asked one or two of the questions you would like to have asked some of these people tonight. I want you to have a good week. See you around.
Hi, I'm George Wendt, and I'm hosting Saturday Night Live this week.